the single most important thing I could do to make the world a better place is to help get President Bush out of the White House. And unfortunately, events since then have borne me out.
Nope.
Then who you work for?
I work for Media Matters for America.
Funded by?
Not by George Soros.
Really? Then who?
You can look on our website, Creator 99, just like any other organization.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, and you guys have no funding from George Soros. Is that what you're saying?
Might shock some people, and I guess this is why you can be a polarizing figure, Mr. Soros. You say the war on terror, as we have waged it since 9/11, has done more harm than good.
Yes.
It's pretty strong.
I'm saying my salary is paid by George Soros. That was your question.
Well, is Media Matters funded in any way by?
You can look at our publicly available forms and, you know, you can...
Well, I thought, as you worked there, I thought I could get a better answer from you.
I've never met George Soros. I don't know George Soros. I've never seen George Soros. So
okay,
it's hard for me to answer.
All right.
Who pays you?
What?
Who pays you?
Who pays you?
Actually was counterproductive. It has made the terrorist threat much bigger, and it has really endangered our dominant position in the world.
Nah.
There you go.
I mean, what's that?
Well, I was just asking. No, I don't want to know. I'm just wondering what it's like.
Does George Soros pay you?
No.
To the same boat?
No, you guys have, I asked you a question. You guys, I just thought...
I answered the question. What about our term?
The seriousness of the crisis cannot be exaggerated. The closest comparison that I can think of is actually the collapse of the Soviet system.
Okay. So George Soros is now, and I've got something on this tomorrow, America, that you just don't want to miss.
No, I want to know what it's like to work for him.
I want to know who you're working for. So where's the video for it?
Where is it for?
MediaMatters.org. Where are you going to post it?
Oh, I'm excited for it. I'll look for it online.
Well, where are you going to post yours?
Where?
Yeah. What's your plan?
I'm not really sure right now. We're just in the preliminary stages.
Petro, right? Petro, bras. Now, why am I telling you about this? Have you heard of another word? Soros. George Soros.
Preliminary stages.
But I'm just curious. I'm just curious.
I'm Ari, by the way.
Ari? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. What's your name?
Spencer.
Nice to meet you, Spencer.
So you guys, there's no feedback on what it's like to work for George Soros?
I'm going to spend an hour on this. This is, I like to call it the circle of life, as it is now, understood in America. You could also call it, it's a small world. It's a small world after all.
I don't work for George Soros. I've never met the man. He's not my boss. I've never known him.
Okay.
Never. I mean, it's hard to say I work for George Soros. I don't work for George Soros.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thanks.
Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you.
You start here and you just go around, okay? Starts with George Soros. He's the billionaire progressive activist who doesn't mind throwing his money around. Yet he spent millions of that fortune on things like progressive blog sites like Media Matters, where bloggers can earn six-figure salaries just to sit around in their underpants and distort conservative words all day.
I've been blogging since before they called it blogging, but I have yet to get my first check from George Soros. I'm Matt Osborne of Osborne Inc., and I'm here in Las Vegas, Nevada, at Netroots Nation, the largest conference of online activists, grassroots organizers, and bloggers in the world.
What are you doing, Matt Osborne?
I'm making a video called Vast Left-Wing Conspiracy.
I'm here because this entire conference is a creation and brainchild and brain trust of the Daily Kos community.
Organizations like Netroots Nation do a tremendous job of bringing lots of different people together And my experience here and DLCC's experience here, so far this week has really opened up our eyes and given us the opportunity to meet and talk to people that we normally may not have actually had the opportunity to speak to before.
I created Daily Coast as a community site, and there's a couple dozen or maybe a dozen people on the site who really wanted to meet in real life, who wanted to build something like this. They were amateurs, they had no experience building any kind of conference before, but they wanted to. And like I said, when people are given an opportunity to do extraordinary things, oftentimes they do it. They want a voice, they want to reach a community, they want to feel like they're part of something bigger than themselves. They want to share their thoughts and their passion with a broader public.
I make community quilts for Daily Coast community. My sister Ann and I do. When somebody is sick with cancer, AIDS, lupus, even fibromyalgia, chronic illnesses that may not be life-threatening but just suck the life out of a person.
And Daily Coast gives them an audience to reach. Otherwise, you're talking to yourself, and there's no fun in that.
I will get an email from someone saying, someone needs our help. Put up a diary, and the community just comes in and writes messages of support and love, and we inscribe the messages in archival ink on muslin, incorporate it in a quilt, and send it off to that person. And the effects are just mind-blowing. People tune into the diaries just to cry.
He started the Open Society Institute, which seeks fairness, justice. Social justice?
I can help you find all the gay rights activists. That's what I do in my spare time. But we also just hang out and have big parades with really, really great headdresses. The Pride Parade is our biggest event of the year. Not Election Day, it's all about the Pride Parade. That's all part of the conspiracy. We just like to block all the New York streets and shut down the village.
This is what liberals do. This is what it means to be a progressive. We help each other.
Our secret mission.
And you have a YouTube channel too?
We don't necessarily have a channel, but we're on YouTube, yes.
You're on YouTube, okay. I'm on YouTube too.
And a community organizer.
Oh, you're a community organizer.
I am a community organizer.
Well, Change.org is a blogging network. We have 16 different cause blogs around progressive issues, from women's rights to the environment to education. And then we also have an action platform to go along with our powerful bloggers. So whenever our bloggers write about something, we can create an action to go along with it.
What is a community organizer?
A community organizer is someone that goes out into the community, talks to the community, finds out what issues are important to the community, and helps them gain a political voice by helping them organize.
Whether you want your chapter to have guest speakers or be purely an informal happy hour, whether you want it to be seated or standing, whether you want it to be more of a bar or family-friendly restaurants, that's up to you. We just ask that you meet at a regular time and place to give it that sense of continuity. So it's not just a one-off event, it's actually a community that you're building.
And what's really unique about our action tools is if there's a petition targeting, say, a state representative, every single time someone signs that petition, the state representative will get an email from the person who signed saying, I disagree with what you're doing on XYZ.
I think there's about 15 of us blogging on that site right now, and it's people from various parts of the South Asian diaspora.
The Center for Constitutional Rights is a nonprofit legal and educational organization that is working to promote the cause of social justice through the creative application of the law. Rights for immigrants, protecting people from human rights abuses by corporations as well as governments.
We have a Pakistani blogger, a Pakistani-American blogger. My family's from Bangladesh. We have Sri Lankan-American bloggers, Indian-American bloggers.
We defend the Guantanamo Bay detainees, try to protect their human rights.
So it's everyone from throughout the subcontinent who's been raised here in the U.S. and it's a blog where we get a chance to share our narrative with the rest of the world. So we basically blog anything, pop, politics, fluff, and fold, I guess.
There's so many. There's like 100 of them.
We actually have a very wide variety of bloggers. We have conservative bloggers and progressive bloggers on our site. So, but I think what it comes down to is a lot of the issues that affect our community, like racial profiling, hate crimes. They are a community issue, whether it's progressive issues or progressively leaning or conservatively leaning. these are issues affecting our community, and you can't really label that. They're just really important issues.
Together we are Bubble Genius, which is a vegan-friendly bath and body company. We make largely soap and bath and body products. Today we have our political line of soaps and any cause-related soaps like our global warming soap here. First the earth goes, then the water, and then you're left with the spicy red cinnamon core on the inside.
Advomatic is a web development company, and we consult large nonprofit organizations in the vast left-wing conspiracy about how to build their website.
We make swag, sign stickers, shirts, apparel, anything printed by union workers in the United States for Democratic political campaigns, progressive organizations, my friends' businesses.
Working Liberally is a free and easy way to create a community in whatever local area you're in. You get in touch with us, we get you on a website, we get you an email list, we send you some buttons.
All of the stuff here today, we donate 1/3 of our profits to various progressive candidates, charities that we see that are worthy, Habitat for Humanity, WeCanSolveIt.org.
A national network of political social clubs that give progressives a chance to share drinks while they share their politics in bars and restaurants and cafes all around the country.
I've got a friend who knows what it's like to chug a boom in the middle of the night. I've got a friend who knows what it's like to chug a boom in the middle of the night.
Milk, lemonade, shotgun baseball marinade. I'll be getting crazy with the night. Fruit, marmalade, spreading it on my toast today. I like bread and citrus, don't know why. You can see me floating in the air. You know it's time.
They're going to be extra busy on tonight's show. Hope you got some sleep this weekend, boys.
My name is Mike McEntee. I'm the executive producer of The Uptake, which is a citizen journalism organization that mostly does video, kind of like what you're doing right here. The Uptake is a way for citizens to get involved and show what is going on. So often that you get, what is told to you over the TV, and you know it's been sanitized, you know it's been cut up. We think that people should be able to see what is happening as it's happening, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. We give people cameras, we call them witnesses, to go out and show what's happening. We also have correspondents who take the video, put it together, make great stories, show the truth, using video, the most truthful medium that's out there, for its best advantage, to give people an exact picture of what's happening, not just the facts and figures, but the flesh and blood and the people and the emotions that really make up what's going on. We are nonpartisan, correct.
Okay. And are you still accused of being liberal?
Oh, many of us are. We don't hide that at all. Many of the people who work with the Uptake are progressives. I have no problem with anybody working with us as long as they're dedicated to being truthful and fair in what they're presenting. I am not going to say balanced or that, because too much of what is passed off these days as balanced is just a way to put somebody else's lies next to the truth. We want to make sure that we're fair about what we're presenting. We want to make sure that it is truthful.
Free Press is a media reform group that works on public policy on a whole range of media and internet issues, and we've got a grassroots organization with 500,000 members, in addition to a policy shop, public advocates in Washington, D.C. So we have an inside-outside strategy when it comes to organizing at the grassroots and advocating for policies that are in favor of things like net neutrality, open internet, or more access to public media and saving journalism. So we work on a whole range of issues.
Hi, I'm Nicole Sandler, host of The Nicole Sandler Show on radioornot.com. And Netroots Nation is a ball. It would be much more fun probably if I didn't have a broken foot.
I'm Kate Thomas, and I work in the new media department at the Service Employees International Union. That's a labor union of 2.2 million members. And we're thrilled to be at Netroots Nation, and thrilled to be going home tomorrow because we're all tired. I have members in many different career fields. We have childcare workers, healthcare workers, janitors, security officers. Help me out here.
Teachers, nurses,
physicians in training, and we help them get a fair contract at work so they can make a livable wage, have benefits, sick leave, that sort of thing. A wage they can support a family with.
The usual suspects. Let me tell you here about George Soros, the billionaire progressive activist that funds the Center for American Progress.
According to a report in WorldNet Daily, some of the richest men and women in the world met secretly in New York recently. The London Times identified them as Bill Gates, David Rockefeller, Ted Turner, Oprah Winfrey, Warren Buffett, George Soros, and New York Mayor Michael Bloomberg. I do not believe that it is coincidental that this meeting came only a couple of weeks after another super secret and more powerful group met in the secrecy in Greece, the Bilderberg Group.
This is world domination by 130 of the richest royalty and financial oligarchs and industrial oligarchs in the world who combine their forces together to overthrow democratic processes worldwide and to bring in a one world government.
I went to work in the private sector, and about a year and a half ago, I read in the newspaper about the woman who is the incumbent in the seat that I'm running for, who called public education a subtly deceptive tool of perversion.
We are working very, very hard to help save 300,000 educator jobs.
I'm a teacher, and I think we need to get teachers and experts determining the curriculum in Texas so that we can prepare our kids for a 21st century education, not a 17th century education.
But I'll tell you, we want to make sure there's a great public school for every student.
That education should be free of political ideology from either side of the spectrum.
Whether they be teachers, bus drivers.
You know, it's a lot of work, but it's been amazing because I've met so many supportive people.
They're working hard to survive in today's America.
1 in every 10 children in public schools is in school in Texas.
We represent 3.2 million educators. Nothing's more critical than education. You can't have a conversation about an American issue that doesn't involve educating our kids.
Among teachers and moms and veterans and educators, science.
The textbook manufacturers, of course, focus on the Texas market when they think about what to put in their textbooks.
Our members pay dues so that they can be represented and they can have a voice. And we're stronger together, and we work hard to really advocate for our public schools.
Children who are exposed to the public education system in Texas are 1 in 10 children who are going off to college and going out into the workforce. So what happens in Texas doesn't just stay in Texas.
Here at Netroots, to promote Soldiers for Peace International and our mission to end war forever. I'm also talking to people about my Senate campaign. I want to be the one to introduce a constitutional amendment that will abolish corporate personhood.
This is our line of soldier items. We send stuff to the troops overseas. Shortly after starting the company, we heard that soldiers are in need of soap, and we thought, okay, we're making it, and it's the least we can do.
Yeah. So provide, and people can sponsor
a soldier's shower by filling out a form and giving us money, and we send them soap on their behalf.
If you're not a veteran or if you're not serving in the active duty military anywhere in the world.
You were also an Army veteran, I understand. You were an artilleryman.
Yeah. We're going to take back America, and God dang it, we're going to get rid of war forever in our lifetime. Hallelujah. We can do it if we get involved in the political process and elect any of the senators who are running on a promise to abolish corporate personhood. If we elect somebody in this election cycle, within 2 election cycles, we can take out the corporate war pigs.
Why wouldn't he do that? One word, unions.
And have you ever gotten a check from George Soros?
Not yet.
We are not funded. We're a revolutionary site. We have no ad space on our blog. We do what public broadcasting does, basically.
But if he wants to contribute to my campaign, any individual can do it. I just won't take corporate money. Thank you very much.
Anytime we need to raise money, we do a call out to our readership, and we'll ask for money, and then once we raise enough money, we close it off. But we're very deliberate about not having ad space on our site.
Matt Osborne, Osborne Inc., and I'm here with the Head On Radio Network. Has George Soros ever communicated with you about what he wants to happen in the vast left-wing conspiracy?
Not in general. I mean, we talk personally a lot about like how we're going to get the right wing and stuff like that, but we don't actually plan anything per se. We just kind of hang out and drink beer.
How is your radio show supported?
By the generosity of my listeners who donate and click on the PayPal button at radioornot.com.
Okay, is George Soros one of your listeners?
Not that I know of.
We have small donations from people. In fact, I think a good portion of our funding this year is just people giving us $5 and $10 donations, helping us out. When we were doing the Coleman Franken recount that went on for an election contest that went on forever, the last couple of days we were almost out of money. I turned to the camera and said, folks, if you can help us, send us a few bucks. What we've been doing is important. We raised, I think, $5,000 in one day, helping us stay in business. It's through that we also get some grants from other organizations to help us make things work. I'm a volunteer. I don't take any money from the organization except to cover the expense of traveling. When we do something like this, I think this pretty much this year blows our travel budget. George Soros does not sign any checks to send to us. I'm sure there's an organization that George Soros gives to that might send us money, but I have not received a check from George Soros. If he wants to send me one, you know, I'll gladly take a look at it, but we do not get money from George Soros.
I don't have huge donors. I don't have big corporate donors. I have a lot of people who think that education is a nonpartisan issue and who send me what they can. I haven't.
Okay, and how much money did George Soros give you to do this?
We wish he would give us some money.
Yeah, his check must have got lost in the mail.
Yeah, we're still waiting. A bunch of nonprofits that pay us for list acquisition. We have a jobs board where if you post a job, it's a paid job service. But yeah, we have not. No, I don't think so. No.
Freedom Mobile is a socially activist mobile phone company. We fund progressive causes. We do a lot of political activism work ourselves, and basically try to support the left wing and the progressive movement through a phone company. Think of Virgin Mobile mashed up with MoveOn.org, mashed up with the Rockefeller Foundation, and that's Freedom Mobile.
I have a lot of donors, and many of them are small dollar donors. They're helping all the kids, not just in Texas, but all over the United States.
My role as executive director is to, oversee and manage the organization and our role is to help Democrats win legislative majorities throughout the country. So, you know, a big part of my job is to make sure that we have the financing and funding to run professional campaigns, as well as, you know, work with our political staff to and our leaders in states to make sure that, you know, our campaign operations are running smoothly, and you know, we're running the best campaigns that we can. The LCC is funded from a variety of different donors, from from leaders in the business world to our friends in the labor and union movement, as well as more than a third of our donations are from small dollar grassroots supporters throughout the country. Actually, we don't take any money from George Soros. We haven't received any, and but we would certainly be interested in talking to him about that.
There's sponsors and registrations like any other conference.
Okay. And so
maybe it'd be nice if George Soros wrote a big $1 billion check and we wouldn't have to worry about that anymore. But in reality, I mean, they hustle.
No. It would have been nice, though, to have money.
We're still waiting on it. I'm pretty sure that it was sent. Maybe it got to the bar and maybe they cashed it. We're not sure. They do give us free drinks at some point, so I wonder if someone's paying for it. But yeah, so if George Soros is watching this, let him know that the check hasn't arrived yet. I'm happy to give him my PayPal account if he wants to go that way, or I can just swing by OSI anytime.
It's funded by its 2.2 million members.
A 100-plus association of advocacy organizations, including environmental, civil rights, mental health, consumer, and women's organizations.
Free Press is funded by foundations and individuals. If we have a large base of activists, many of them are donors who support us that way. There are also as many as 60 foundations, large ones, like names you'd be familiar with, like the Ford Foundation, and small family-run foundations that support us.
We're the lead organization in the country in monitoring the federal bench and ensuring that individuals who become judges and justices are fair and impartial.
Yes, Open Society Institute funds us, along with dozens and dozens of other foundations.
This is work with nonprofits and foundations around the country, helping them understand the rules of advocacy so they'll be more aggressive with their lobbying work, ballot initiatives, and voter registration efforts.
Well, we don't get it from George Soros, we get it from the Open Society Institute.
Okay.
But we generally get funded by them annually. It's a small segment of our overall picture, but they are supportive of our work, and we're happy for it.
Does it come with marching orders?
No.
Alliance for Justice is funded by individuals, foundations primarily. We get no government money whatsoever.
Okay, do you get a check from George Soros every year?
Sometimes yes, and sometimes no.
Really?
Unfortunately.
Really?
Yes, and those years where we get checks, we'd love them to be bigger.
We're an organization that has a strong mission. We're devoted to our work. Foundations come to us because they know what we do, and we don't change our mission based on where the money is. And that has proven successful for us in the 8 years that we've been involved.
Well, the fact is we get money from its foundation, not from Soros himself, and the fact that you get money from Open Society Institute is wonderful, but certainly doesn't drive any of our work. We get money from lots of different foundations for general support, and we hope that our work is consistent with their overall missions, but they certainly don't tell us what to do.